It's about 8 o'clock, and I'm just going to sit down for a leisurely breakfast. I have a few things like on the schedules, just random crew stuff to do. There's trivia, of course. There's no progressive, and I want to check out the shops. I still want to buy my mug, and I think I'm going to go to Vibe today. The weather is, well, it's a cool day, partly cloudy. Doesn't look like rain anytime soon, which is good. My plan is to go to Vibe and maybe get in the hot tub. I know that will probably be the second time ever I've been in a cruise ship hot tub. The only other time would have been in Vibe on Escape. I just ride under the Verrazzano-Narrows Bridge, like that. And maybe get some last pictures or whatever. We have the schedule for immigration, which starts at 7. That's going to take forever. My plan is to be the last person off the ship for that and just hang out in the terminal. I'm not going into the city. Well, technically we'll be in the city because the pier is in Manhattan. But, So, get me like one of the last off the ship. Just sit, wait for them to do their thing, get back on, and I guess just go to sleep. I mean, there's not really much to do. I did think about changing my flight, I did think about looking at changing my flight and just going early and leaving. Saw this possibility. So, I don't know. At this point, after that one night on the ship won't make a difference because it's like, it'll literally back on the ship in bed, be up the next morning to pack and leave. So, oh boy. Okay. Breakfast will be here soon. And, okay. It's a new day. It's our last day. So sad. And breakfast is over, so I'm going to go and check out the morning trivia game. I think this is the first time I've actually made morning trivia on this trip, not because I've been getting up late, but I'll get up and I'll go do something else. So, after that, I have no real plans. I'm just going to kind of go with the flow. Our last day, it's cold down here. Might have to go put on a jacket, and they already started. Oh, yeah. All right. So this here is part of the problem. I estimate maybe, 150? They gave a count of like 110 or 120, but I think it's a little more. I'd have to actually count the actual number of photos because for some cosmically inexplicable and inexcusable reason, the app that they use here does not show you a total count. Now, I guess I could sort of understand why the designers might think that that's not necessary, but it's kind of an obvious thing if some people want to figure out how many pictures they want to get. Like if you have 100, maybe you want to get the 30 package. If you only have 10, whatever. So I don't know, and it's hard to actually even find out. I don't know. Some things just mystify me, and honestly, I can't think of a reason. But back to the bigger problem, and sadly, I am just going to have to walk away from this very large and honestly very costly pile of pictures because it's just that the packages are not really worth it. They're really expensive, and they did offer a deal for all of them, but here's my problem with that. I have no use for this. Printed pictures, they would barely fit in my luggage. I have no real place to put them, so they would end up just tossed in the trash anyway. So I don't want to be paying for prints just to get the digitals. So yeah, that's the problem. And again, with my experience elsewhere, value just isn't there. I know, it's too bad. Anyway, a lot of them were really good. The photographers were great. Wonderful people. Some of these shots are spectacular, and I hate walking away from them, but it's just, it's not worth it. Even pictures of me sometimes aren't worth it. I know. I'm having trouble comprehending that too. So I get it totally. Okay. Well, all right, I'm gonna pack these up and head off. I think there's a game starting soon, and yeah, that's it. Got to figure out when we're gonna cross under the bridge so I can be topside for that, and at some point I gotta pack too. Yeah. All right. Well, sad last day. Let's go. And it also seems someone in management is stuck in 2010 because they don't even fit in this binder. And, well, you know, current year, digital media, selfies and all that. People like taking pictures, and this really isn't working out for them. Well, I don't know if I said it yet, but, well, now, good afternoon, Princess, from day 9 of our crossing aboard the brand new Norwegian Encore. We are a few hours away from New York City. But anyway, I'm not going to let that get me down. I am feeling surprisingly refreshed. I just got cleaned up after breakfast and morning trivia. Headed up to the observation lounge where I'm hoping they have the hummus and jalapenos they've had every day. Get a quick little snack. And then, I don't know, I'm going to head outside for a little bit. I don't actually know what the temperature is, but around 2 o'clock, we should be passing under the Verrazzano-Narrows Bridge. So I will be up, bundled up if I have to be, in vibe for that. And yes, they are opening today. So says the crew from last night. So off to the observation lounge, and then some fun on our last day aboard before we get to New York. I know. Why? Came down to the shop to get, I guess, a few bits of Encore merch. I do want to get a mug, and they're not going to be open that long today. I think only until 1 or something like that because of drills and other things. So now is the time. I was thinking about doing like a whole shopping video, but all the shops are right here, so it's essentially like one retail space, so not a whole lot of different places to go. And I did show up a lot of the merch, I think, in day 1 or day 2, so yeah, you might want to go and check that out. So I am going to pick what I want, definitely a mug, maybe a t-shirt, and get that packed up, and might be time for some more food. I know, I just ate like 10 minutes ago, but still, I'm hungry because I'm small. Okay, let's do some shopping. You know, throughout this whole sailing, there's been a vibe throughout the ship that I haven't really been able to place, and I just really noticed it now. And it's oh boy, crowd trivia for what that is. Anyway, since the ship is only booked half full, because they limited it, not because they couldn't sell it, it feels like every day has been a port day on the ship, meaning everyone is off the ship, and you know, those of us who stay are just sort of mingling about with no one else around, which has been awesome, by the way. There's been really no wait for anything. Reservations have been a real formality. I've gotten into every restaurant, every show I wanted to see, and you know, had no problems with any of that. So that's actually been really, really enjoyable. I wish they could all be like this, but alas, no. Except, I understand that is something Norwegian does quite frequently with these inaugurals. So I am looking forward already to the next inaugural sailing. Yeah, Mark, you heard that right. On whatever new ship they come up with. It's going to be like in 2 years, but that's fine. To enjoy crowds like this, which are basically no crowds. So, yeah, we will definitely look forward to that. Whew. Okay, I did step out briefly, by the way, and it's cold, and it's very breezy, more so than I had expected. So I still plan to go up to Vibe for the bridge, between 2 and 3, I think, and then probably finish out the rest of the day inside. At the same time, I'm going to take a walk around the waterfront. I just haven't ever been dressed for it. Okay, I think there's crowd trivia, which I'm not sure what it is, so let's go check that out and have some fun. All right, just confirmed. 3:30 for the bridge, 4:30 for the statue, which is at sunset. So, but she's still beautiful, probably all lit up. Anyway, all right, so that's the plan. 3:30 up in Vibe, all bundled up because it is cold still, and gives me about 2-3 hours to just wander around and see what else there is to do on last day. And heading to New York. This is tragic. So obviously you're watching these videos about a cruise to talk about elevators, right? So a lot of manufacturers have tried different things to make elevators work differently, and I'm sure you've seen all the little choose your floor buttons before you boarding, but why don't they have sensors in the elevator car that tells the computer if the elevator is full? And if it is, just keep going. It's really annoying. Oh, there's New York. Damn it. It's really annoying when the elevator's full, it opens and nobody can get in. It seems like kind of an obvious thing and super, super easy to implement. You know, maybe try it? Anyway, let's see what there is to say. Taking a quick respite from the wind. It's very, very cold up here in 5. And we are unfortunately back in civilization because I have cell service. So, yes, the phone started beeping incessantly with all sorts of notifications that honestly I don't care about. Oh boy. So, I think we'll be under the bridge in maybe 10 minutes. I'm just going to hang out here until then because it's way too cold to be anywhere else. Alright. Well, maybe. Here's the bridge. Alrighty. Actually found a corner where the wind is not too bad. And maybe I can do this without having to re-record it. Anyway, well, we're maybe 10 minutes away from the bridge. When we get there, I'm going to head up one more deck and, I don't know, film the passage. It is still very cold. It's not going to warm up in the last 10 minutes, so I don't know why I'm saying that, but oh boy. So, right there is Coney Island, and yeah, okay. Unfortunately, the deal tonight is around 7 o'clock they're going to start disembarking passengers for customs and immigration. And this is a rather slow and laborious process. I'm thinking they're going to disembark people over a couple hours. I'm going to try and be one of the last people off the ship, maybe 9-ish. And just go, hopefully, the new terminal, because apparently there was some damage to the intended terminal, so now they had to change it, will be set up for global entry and whatnot, so I'll be able to clear very quickly, but then just have to wait in the terminal. I'm not gonna go anywhere else. I mean, we are docking in Manhattan, so you know, like Times Square is literally a 10-minute walk, but that's no way that's happening. And probably just hang out there. I don't know. Maybe work on this, and then as soon as we can get back on the ship, then I will end up sleeping for like 5 hours, then getting up probably 5 or 6, get ready, get packed up, and off the ship and to the airport, I think. Yeah. Anyway. Alright, we're getting close. Bridge is in sight from where I am, so I'm going to head up and get that shot. The weather is still kind of crappy, so I know it's not going to be that exciting. I've done this before, so it's like kind of whatever. Oh, actually no, it is going to be interesting because Norwegian Escape is on her way out, so we'll end up passing her. So that could be cool. Alright, head up. Pray I don't freeze. Crossing time is approaching. There it is, the Verrazzano-Narrows Bridge, for which we were just reminded that New Yorkers are gouged $17 to cross. Holy crap. No wonder everyone's escaping this place. All right, it's about to happen. Apparently, with the way everything is right now, water, ship, there will be 15 feet between the bottom of the bridge and the highest point here on Norwegian Encore. So let's get ready, and let's get ready to see the bottom of a bridge, because that's clearly what everyone is up here to see. All right, just a couple minutes and we will be passing under the Verrazzano-Narrows Bridge. And you know, with people's luck, sometimes someone's gonna make a miscalculation. There is going to be a crazy incident and I am going to be kicking myself for not bringing the good camera. But anyway. I think we're gonna do a little run here. Catch us passing. We're gonna catch the forward part of the ship passing under the bridge, and we're gonna dash over and watch the funnels go under. We are all the way forward. This is deck 20 in Vibe. They opened it up for all passengers. The bow is also open. I'm gonna head down there and check out the view. Okay, here we go. This will actually be this will be the third time I've done this, so. Okay. Remember everyone, she's a brand new ship. Let's not dent her on her first trip out.
Just one dimension off.
And here we go. Yay! All right, everyone. Someone was paying attention in math class. All right. We still got one more view. Oh, okay, of course there's like 1,000 cameras out, but. Alrighty then. Well, here we are arriving in New York with Lower Manhattan just past us. New York City, finally back in the United States. And as we slowly cruise up the Hudson, visions of the island on our starboard side. I think we're arriving, I guess, at the Manhattan Cruise Terminal. I've heard people saying that we are not actually arriving at the intended or the originally planned terminal due to some damage, which I hadn't heard about. So it's somewhere else. We'll see. Probably going to have to be getting off the ship soon, unfortunately, for customs and immigration, which kind of sucks because in the original plan I had no intention of leaving until tomorrow, but whatever. Okay, so the thing is, I have to admit, having to stop here and get off the ship is a huge inconvenience for me. I don't know. I think a lot of people are like excited to be here in New York, but given the fact that I've spent so much time here, I'm way over it. This is a huge, honestly, annoyance for me. So we'll make the best of it. I don't plan on leaving the terminal. Wait excitedly to get back on the ship, to sleep for like 4 hours. Then get up in the morning, head to the airport, and head finally back to Miami. So, all right, that's the deal. It's getting dark, it's getting cold, and I mean, I've seen this before, so I think I'm gonna head back inside. And it's very cold. Sorry. Should get something to eat before the whole bureaucratic process begins. Don't know how long that's going to take. I also want to head up to the bow because they do have that open. And I just noticed, you see that right there? That's a Disney Magic or Disney Wonder. Not really sure which one, but we are going to go find out. Okay, so fine. Arriving in New York City might not be a total loss. Well, good evening now from a very special place here on the brand new Norwegian Encore. Due to the arrival in New York and passing by, I guess, Norwegian Escape, they were kind enough to open the foredeck for passengers as we arrive. So here we are. So this is an area that's not usually accessible to passengers. It's all the way forward on deck 8. This is, well, actually the crew area, and the crew bar is down below. Well, there's a seagull. How about that? And yeah, so unlike some of the royal ships, this area is not really open to passengers. But well, here we are. We are actually just now beginning the turn into the pier. see. This is always a very complicated maneuver, given the Hudson and the currents and everything. But this is actually very special because we are right by the Intrepid. So let me turn around and show you. We are going to be right by the Intrepid Museum and the Concorde. So that is super cool. And there you go. There she is. There's the Intrepid. There's Concorde. And that is, I guess, where we are making port for the first time here in the United States. Behind that is the, well, admittedly, very impressive New York skyline. This is Midtown, someplace I've spent an inordinate amount of time. Okay. I've been to Intrepid, and it looks like they've built a new structure. I have no idea what that is. It's probably a theater of some kind. I don't know. No, I don't. I have no idea. No research. But look, there she is. There's Concorde. Wow, this is super cool. There we go. This is a very delicate maneuver, although the currents in the river look rather gentle. We're not moving very fast, so it looks like captain and pilot are being very, very careful to get us in there quite safely. You see this berth is very narrow. I mean, these were built back when ships were maybe a third of the beam of Norwegian Encore. Let's take a walk to the other side and see what's over there.
Mexican car.
That is where we are headed. Well, I have to admit, this is pretty awesome. Arriving here. Actually, yeah, being on a ship, first to arrive here. Well, first time the ship arrives here at one of the Manhattan cruise terminals. Oh, boy, boy. All right, there go the thrusters. Let's go back to the other side and maybe we can get a better view of Concorde. It's one of the probably few regrets I'll have in life is never having flown Concorde, because I did have the opportunity and it was something I just never set up. Well, I mean, it wasn't like an opportunity that presented itself. I just could have organized it. I could have made it happen, and I didn't. So I will forever have to live. Whoa, boy, wow. Is she shaking there? So let's see where. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Where is my building? Okay, so let's see. I have my bearings correct. That right there is the Marriott. And okay, so that means where I worked is right there, but a couple blocks over on 6th Avenue. That right there is the failing New York Times. Pretty sure.
We can try.
But we'd rather just look at Concorde because she is just so much more beautiful. Well, sadly, we are not allowed to go all the way forward to look over the edge. That would be awesome. Maybe someday. But as for now, let's see. Oh, hold on. Okay, wait. I guess, let's see. So I did have a forward-facing ocean view stateroom on this trip, which was actually really nice. Something, all right, let me, get settled here. Thing is, I don't remember choosing it, but, I I just looked and I was like, oh, there was one. So, okay, wait a minute. My stateroom is that one right there. Yeah, that's me, because right next to me there is a very large and luxurious suite. I can sort of semi-peek in. Oh, wait, yes. When the steward. Wait, actually, you know what? I'm going to change that. My stateroom is right there, because I think that's the suite. There's another forward-facing ocean view next to me, so that one is mine. Because I remember seeing this little structure tent peak right there. But oh, look at her! Isn't she beautiful? Look at that. That's the bridge right there, and well, the bridge. Then that's the observation lounge, and that's the haven up there. Okay, whoa, we're getting close. Okay, let's hope we don't really crash. No, we're not gonna crash. Everything's been fine so far. It's approaching 6 o'clock, so an hour for just, I guess, mechanical and technical issues, and then at 7 o'clock, they're gonna start kicking us off to go through immigration. I plan to be one of the last people off, because I don't want to spend as much. I want to spend as little time in the terminal as possible. I'm sorry, it's really cold out here, so if I sound like I do on the ski mountain, then yeah, that's why. Pretty amazing they can so effortlessly maneuver a ship of this size into these teensy weensy little spaces here in New York. Oh boy, yeah, it's getting cold. Well, for fun, I've asked some of the crew members, where can I hide on board in order to stay on board until Miami. I hear under the piano is a good place. I think I may check that out. Though I didn't really think that's stupid. Where am I going to put my luggage? Oh boy, it is getting cold. Wow! Ooh, some cold breezes. Yeah. Oh boy. Well, here we are, as far forward as we can get on the open decks here on the brand new Norwegian Encore, as we prepare to tie up. It is very, very, very cold, and so here's the deal. From now on, the maneuvering is going to be very, very slow and very, very tedious and very, very technical, and it's not going to be that interesting. So, for my own comfort, I am going to skip ahead, maybe take a quick peek at the crew area, which is just below, something that most people will never get to see. And maybe head down. I got to get something to eat still before we begin the immigration process. All right, so that is it from... Actually, let's do this. Okay. Well, here we are, arriving at one of the Manhattan cruise terminals. I don't know which one. Don't really care, or I don't really care. All right. Here we are, arriving in Manhattan, all the way from Southampton on the brand new Norwegian Encore. I'm going to say goodbye from here in case this goes up separately. Take a walk downstairs and take a quick peek at some of the crew areas that aren't normally accessible, while all the crew complete the procedure to get us safely tied up and ready to go. All right, so that's it, and well, we'll see you whatever, blah blah blah, because don't know how this is gonna work out. So yay, hooray, we're here. Good. Right. Something next, later. It's now. Jump forward, whatever. I'll figure it out. Bye. Because of the special arrival in New York City, I guess, well, whoever's responsible, maybe up to captain or someone before him, allowed passengers access to the forward part of the ship, which is normally a crew-only area. So I have the opportunity to show you what one of the crew leisure area looks like. This is all the way forward. Sorry for going so fast. Here on Norwegian Encore. I guess this is a bar or hangout area. And there's plenty of deck chairs, so I guess they can spread those out. Okay, there's little ash receptacles. Yuck. And this is the smoking area. Okay, there you go. All right, all you smokers are quarantined to this little teeny area right here. Well, actually, it's not that tiny, but anyway. Okay, so this is the one of the, I'm sure, recreational areas for the crew. It's the forward recreational area for the crew. Pretty nice. Okay, so it's cold, and that's it. So I'm going to head back inside and wait for the announcement that they're kicking us out. Oh boy. Okay, door. There we go. Welcoming the brand new Norwegian Encore to New York. We are now subject to an 8.875% tax. Seriously, this is why everyone is leaving. But I will take this opportunity to say that, please, don't come to Florida. Do not mess up what we have. We're good, okay? Go to California.